Hello everyone, my name is the Mad Scorpion and welcome to another This Week in Destiny update for Festival of the Lost going into next week. Basically, Festival of the Lost starting off, it is almost here. To kick things off, she will return as always during a event. There will be Haunted Lost Sectors and Eerie Engrams, as well as the Book of the Forgotten to of course restore Volume 4. Then there is the sweet rewards, candy, XP, bounties, everything else like that. But the usual good thing is the limited time ornaments that are available for the Eververse as Bright Dust and Silver earnables. Now, yeah, the armor looks good, but personally I just think it was pretty bland considering it was literally either Wizard number 1 or Wizard number 2 for your choices. It wasn't two different themes. Honestly, I was more of a fan when it was Theme 1 or Theme 2, not you have one theme, would you like version A or version B? But, you know, moving on, there is a new weapon that will be launching with Festival Lost that looks a little bit more like it's from Solstice, if I'm looking at it right. It is called the Arcane Embrace, and it is Arc and the new subtype. Some of you might have spotted in the Revenant trailers that there was a 2-burst shotgun. This is essentially that. Heavy burst, firing a hard-hitting 2-round burst, slightly reducing flinch from incoming fire while aiming. Now, it looked like it might have been a slug originally, which might have been a little bit OP, but it seems like it is buckshot, so anticipate the spread. Some of the column perks is things like 4 times charm, precision instrument, and the origin trait of usual search party. Although, looking at 4 times the charm and precision instrument, this might actually be a slug. So, actually, you know what? Ignore me on that initial bit. Now some refreshed weapon perks as usual. There will be some returning weapons, the Macabre, an aggressive arc frame sniper from the Gundam year, Jurassic Green, a rapid fire solar pulse from the year of the dinosaurs, and the returning Braytech Werewolf precision kinetic auto rifle, and the A Cosmic, something that everyone can ignore, or that used to be able to ignore, but now the grenade launchers are OP. It's getting all the things that make grenade launcher good. I'm just sad Horror Story is no longer around. I was a fan of that one. And as well some new masks, so we can see things like Nezarek, Cade, the broken old ghost, forgot what that is, Callous Sweeper Bot, I believe, a random tower worker, and Cursed Thrall. Let's see, do they mention anything? No, they don't. Man, I am blanking out on what this could possibly be. I feel like I could be an idiot. Now, something I wish I had mentioned and made an individual video, we'll be able to farm class items from a Levante, the exotic ones, of course. This year, exotic class items will be available to purchase directly for Eerie Engram and 2,500 candy. You can purchase as many as you'd like. If you have an attunement unlock, these items are extra sweet as you're guaranteed to get your selected class item attunement perk. We've also got a treat for those looking to get their hands on their very first. While players must own the Final Shape expansion to access the exotic items class list, you do not have to have completed Dual Destiny to purchase the Festival of the Lost class item rewards. Unlocking the exotic class item via Festival Lost will also provide access to purchasing exotic class items at Zur, and rewards from Overthrow chests in the Pale Heart through Dual Destiny will need to be completed before unlocking attunement. So keep in mind, if you just want the class items themselves and start rolling out, you can unlock them through this event for Festival Lost. However, like I mentioned, if you want to pick specific perks, you will still need to get through Dual Destiny to unlock it the old-fashioned way. Super Black is returning again. If you don't know, Super Black was a classic shader reintroduced into Destiny. It is literally just Black, the shader. It is returning. It was last with us when Into the Light was here and disappeared when the Final Shape launched, but it is being reintroduced for another challenges. However, you will need to do the Ghost Rider challenge, which requires you to complete the 15 event challenges. Basically, complete the title as a basis. And there is some extra goodies as well. Speaking of the Twilight Triumph, in addition, the Lost Memento can also be earned from a new Spectral and the new Spectrum Carapace emblem as a reward, which is that. If you don't know what the Spooky Memento is, think Super Black, but also textured on your crafted and enhanced weapons. Now, as well, they do have the usual of event sort of sharing for art. If you wanted to share some custom pumpkin carving you're doing in the class or in the real world, share with Festival Lost 2024, and you can, of course, be featured, possibly, depending on whether or not Bungie picks it. As well as fashion, if you enter Festival Lost Fashion 2024, you can share some in-game fashion details for that. Then with the Hurricane Relief, they are, of course, continuing to allow donations to the Hurricane Relief and earn the Through the Storm emblem up until Halloween. If you donate $25, you will get this emblem. And as well, in addition to the Through the Storm emblem, this week added a t-shirt for the Hurricane Relief effort in case you wanted to buy a t-shirt and also benefit the donations. You can go ahead and take care of that yourself. And as always, if you want to follow the Bungie Foundation's Twitch channel, you'll be able to catch up on other campaigns and just hang out and participate, maybe donate. And the Grandmaster Nightfalls, they will start next week on the 29th with the launch of Festival of Lost as well. If you want to get started working on your guilding, you can go ahead and do that. Looking for additional challenge or working to start yet? Actually, that's what I was just talking about. You'll be able to get one, but you will be able to also get double Vanguard ranks and Nightfall rewards and a new weapon that is going to be available at the GM. Now, if you didn't see as well, there is a Ubisoft partnership with Destiny heading to For Honor, not For Honor heading to Destiny, unfortunately. So you can be as Shaxx and Saint 14 in For Honor with some odd choices for finishers because a Void Titan has access to a Void Bow. Ignoring that issue, I don't even play For Honor anyway. I like the idea of it at the same time, but I just wish that, you know, some of these would go back and forth, like we could have Saint Armor and Shaxx Armor in Destiny. Like, for ourselves, maybe, aside from just the one helmet. Regardless, into the support report. Ignition boss damage. Earlier this week, discovered a missing patch note for Destiny 2 regarding ignition damage versus bosses. After initial ignition, bosses now gain progressively higher damage resistance to ignitions that occur over a short period of time, 5 seconds of which the last ignition takes place. We have identified an issue where the subsequent ignitions are doing far less damage than intended. We are planning to attune this damage resistance appropriately, and for it to only apply to Vesper's host dungeon boss, Rainix Unified, rather than it being game-wide. We are planning to address these issues in update 8.1.5, planned for mid-November. Stay tuned. So keep that in mind if you're going into Vesper's host. Don't rely on ignitions. Rather rely on just heavy damage and splash damage other than ignitions. Now, the Salvation's Edge Memento. After thorough investigation, we have identified the issue preventing players from earning said memento. While we do not have a projected fix date at this time, we're working on solutions. Stay tuned for updates. Now, some high priority known issues. Bungee Nannies not being able to be changed. Hope to fix as soon as possible. The Helm's Landing Zone is taking people to the Market District as opposed to the Helm. The loadout and mod screens in the character screen are difficult to access as the cursor is over a weapon or armor that can be accessed. Menus and subscreens used to change pages no longer allow inputs from a D-pad or arrow keys. The Fieldwork banner doesn't tell players to talk to Ido at the Access the Field 1 Fieldwork area, and it cannot be dismissed until that screen is accessed. The Director is no longer able to be accessed from inside the character screen. The health bar colors of major enemies have been altered, making it harder to distinguish between them and minor enemy health bar colors. If the Road Network quest is abandoned, it cannot be reacquired. Sometimes the final boss in Vesper's host does not spawn and players are forced to wipe for the encounter to start. I actually ran into that just last night. A soft lock can appear in Vesper's host, but not all servitors reform after the boss, or with the boss after DPS ends, and the remaining servitors are inconsistent between players. Investigating reports where the Tonic Brewing Guide quest isn't updating when creating tonics. For a full list of immersion issues, check the known issues article, as well as updating them to the help forum if you encounter something yourself. With that, going into art of the week, some amazing Sparrow and Jump Ship art, as well as, I imagine, a solo flawless of Deepstone. That I instinctively said Deepstone Cryptus because it tracks. But with that, that is the end of this week in Destiny, covering mostly Festival Lost and upcoming news. That is pretty much the sum of it. Some good, some bad. Of course, the bug report always annoys us just a little bit because how is that still broken? But with that, my name is the Mad Scorpion. I will see you in the next video.